Hey everyone, Coach Pat here. I have Stephanie in the other room, because we're all at home. But welcome to our kitchen. You always see our living room. Now it's our kitchen. Today we wanted to talk a little bit about meal prep. We emphasize how important that is to do. And it doesn't have to be anything overcomplicated for your prep. Usually at the beginning of the week or at some point in the week, myself or Stephanie get our trusty old Instapot out or a crock pot out. We get a whole bunch of meat and put it into the crock pot and cook it. And that way it serves multiple different meals throughout the week for the both of us. And we have a protein source all week long, super easy, because it's when we get into the situations where we don't have access to it or it's not convenient, we tend to reach for things that we probably shouldn't be having. Okay, so today I'm going to take you through how to make Kalua pork. Okay, at least Kalua pork a la 2A. Yeah, I just made that up on the spot. So it's super easy the way we do it. There are many other recipes on doing this. Usually when you do Kalua pork, it's not actually putting it in a crock pot, but this is the crock pot or Instapot version that we make to make it super easy, because it's about 3 minutes of prep, and that includes taking the meat out of the package, which I've already done, so it's probably gonna take me a whopping 1 minute to get this thing in here and started. Okay, I'm gonna put the directions up above, or they're already written up above, but what we have here is we have about, I think this is 7 pounds of pork that we got from Costco. This was the pork loin, so it was a pretty lean cut. You can get like a pork shoulder or pork butt, which can be a little fattier. In that case, it's going to be you'll have a lot more liquid in there because the fat will melt down, but it also tastes insanely good too. So we tend to get some of the leaner stuff, just it's a little easier for us to eat based on our nutrition plans. So we got our pork here. I have liquid smoke that you can get at most grocery stores, almost all of them, I'm pretty sure. And then I have salt. We have kosher salt. There is plenty of other salts you can get. You can get like sea salt, like a Himalayan salt, you name it. Like there's a whole bunch of different salts that you can use if you want a different like flavored salt. But we just get the regular old kosher salt. So what you're gonna do? On my Instapot, just load this thing up with the pork. There we go. And there's plenty of room, so if I wanted to put more, I actually could. I take my liquid smoke, and you gotta be careful with this. I'm gonna put a little bit more. Normally we cook about 5 pounds of meat. This time it was a little bit more than that, but with us, for every about 4 to 5 pounds of meat, you put 1 cap. I don't use the tablespoon, I just use a cap right here of the liquid smoke. So since I have, I think it was 7 to 8 pounds, I'm probably gonna put like 1.5 in. There we go. And a little more. And there we go. That's it. This stuff is potent. The first time I ever made it, I used way too much and it was super smoky, but I can even smell the smoke, that liquid smoke from here now. Okay. Next, I kind of know what I'm doing. Like I've done this multiple times, so I just kind of season to what I prefer with this. It's up to you kind of on how much salt, but if you like things a little salty, you put a little more in. If you like it a little less salty, put a little less in. But generally speaking, for about 4 pounds of meat, I put probably about 4 tablespoons, so maybe like a tablespoon per pound of meat, okay? So I'm just gonna pour this in because that's what I normally do, but in general rule of thumb is probably about a tablespoon of salt per pound of meat, okay? So I'm just gonna pour this in. There we go. And you can go on the lighter side because you can always salt more later. The problem with making it too salty is the fact that you can't take the salt back out. Some people use soy sauce, put it in there. Other people will dice up some onion and put that in there too. You can do garlic if you wanted to also. These are all like different little variations you can use for it. But that's it. I put the lid on. We keep it pretty simple. I set my Instapot to the slow cook. I'm going to put it, it's at 8 hours. I'm going to have the temperature at medium. That's good. And then I'm just going to hit start. 8 hours. This will be done. It's going to put it a little later tonight, but I'll check it. I'll start shredding it. So you'll take 2 forks and you can go through and start shredding it. And if you cook it a little longer than that, that's totally fine. It will stay cooking. The fattier meats will shred a little bit better, so it might take a little bit longer for this because this was on the leaner side. But super easy to do. Takes no time except for letting it cook, and then you have a protein source for the rest of your meat. Goes great with steamed cabbage, any steamed vegetable really. Put it over some rice, whatever you want to do with it, but it's a super easy way to have your protein source ready for you, and then you can just scoop it out or you can portion it out for you for your meal prep. All right, once I get some more or have more, I definitely have more recipes for you. We'll do this periodically just so you can see what we do, and keep meal prepping, keep cooking, and keep kicking some butt. All right, see y'all.